Hey, true seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, January 9th, 2017, Clemson defeated Alabama in the college football championship, avenging their loss from a year earlier. Same college football championship in 2016. Alabama defeated Clemson last year. If you missed my work last year, I guaranteed Alabama would win that championship. It was completely scripted for them. I was teaching last year how the word Alabama equals 31 in gematria. Derrick Henry had won the Heisman 31 days before the college championship, plus a number of other things. This year, it's funny that Alabama loses in the championship with 31 points. Clemson wins with 35, first college football championship for Clemson in exactly 35 years. We'll talk more about the score. Before we get into the rigging of yesterday's game, I just want to play from a clip what I said in yesterday's preview video, decoding the numbers in the game. I'll link this video in the description. In this video, I talk about how 66 points is a possible final sum of the score for the game. Talked about that in yesterday's video. The game did end in 66 points, a number very important to the Crimson Tide and the National Football League. We'll get more into that in just a second, but real quick, here's a clip from yesterday, what I said for the gamblers. This was the only piece of gambling advice I gave on the game, why I thought putting a bet on Clemson was worth it.
Yeah, I'll just watch this game with interest tonight. Can't tell for sure who's going to win. If you're a risk ratio guy, I know Clemson's paying more. They're the underdog. I think they got a strong chance to win it. I don't know that they're going to win it. A lot's lined up for Alabama this year. But, you want to take a risk? Clemson has a chance this year.
So last year, I said Clemson had no chance at winning. Alabama did win. They got number 16 to start 2016. If Alabama would have won this year, it would have tied Nick Saban with Bear Bryant. And I'm not sure that college football wants to do that. They like to have their legends, their elite, their person at the top of the pyramid. Had Nick Saban won, it would have been him and Bear Bryant. So Bear Bryant, he might always be in a class of his own. Nick Saban might never win another college championship. Now, let's get into the scripting of last night's game, and we'll break down that final play and how the final play was scripted for number 13 to catch the winning touchdown. Clemson wins 35-31, first college football championship in 35 years. Last year, the score was 45-40, Alabama won, total of 85 points. And I had been showing before that game was played how there would be parallels between the college championship and the NFL Super Bowl to come. And prior to that, I was showing how the Carolina Panthers, coached by Ron Rivera, had major parallels to the 85 Bears. And I was also talking about how the NFL announcing crew had been comparing the Denver Broncos defense last year to the 85 Bears. After the Broncos won the Super Bowl, the first thing the president did was called and congratulated them and compared them to the 85 Bears. National Football League equals 85. The NFL was founded in Chicago. The last time the Chicago football team won the Super Bowl was the 85 season. Ron Rivera on that team coaching the Panthers last year, who lost to the Broncos, who got compared to the 85 Bears. So that was last year. This year, it's a sum of 66 points. Last year, Alabama won 45-40 for a sum of 85. This year, Clemson won 35-31 for a sum of 66. In yesterday's video, which is linked below, I talked about how 66 points, possible score narrative for the game. 66, very relevant to the NFL as well. NFL and Jewish gematria equals 66. The first Super Bowl season was in 66. That was the Packers over the Chiefs. The first Super Bowl season was also the 47th season of the NFL. Yesterday's date, 47 numerology. So I think once again we've gotten a major NFL tribute in the college championship, which is not unordinary. When you write out 50 as a word, it sums to 66. Crimson Tide has gematria of 66, the team that was favored to win yesterday. Dabu Sweeney, as I pointed out in the preview, Dabu Sweeney, the coach of Clemson, who's from Alabama, his name equals 50 in gematria. And from his November 20th birthday to the game yesterday was 50 days. 50 days. Perfect. His name, his birthday. When you write out 50, it sums to 66. His team wins in a game summing to 66 points. Again, the purpose of my work is to educate people about how pro sports are scripted by the numbers, how they're planned by the numbers, executed by the numbers. And if you're aware of the numbers, you can see the tributes in real time. If you watched my preview video, you heard me say 66 could be the sum of the game. And here it is. And how many times did I talk about Alabama in 31? They lose with 31. It's comical. So Dabu Sweeney, born in Alabama on November 20th, 11 plus 20, 31. Alabama equals 31. A 31 is the 11th prime number. Football is a game of 11 on 11. Think about how now Alabama and Clemson in college championships are 1-1 against each other. 1-1, kind of like 11. Also, Alabama in English reduction sums to 13. It was number 13 who caught the game-winning pass. And we'll talk more about how that was set up, no doubt. Also comical, Alabama's starting quarterback, Jalen Hurts, had 31 attempts in the 31-point loss when Alabama equals 31. Notice he had 131 passing yards, ends with 31. 131 is the number connected to championships. When you write out 57, it sums to 131. When you write out championship, it sums to 131. When you write out Super Bowl, it sums to 131. Last year, Alabama came in 13-1. This year, Clemson came in 13-1. Last year, Clemson was 14-0. This year, Alabama's 14-0. As I've explained many times in sports, streaks end at 14 because the word end in gematria equals 14. Crimson Tide also has gematria of 57. Nick Saban has a birth numerology, a life lesson number of 57. When you write out 57, it sums to 131. We'll have to light a bowl for Deshaun Watson's total yards. My goodness, 420, huh? The rushing for Clemson, when you add up 1 through 13 together, it sums to 91. 91 rushing yards. 511 total yards of offense. Number for Saturn, the keeper of time. A lot of interesting things in the stats. So here it is. Clemson wins with 35. First national title in 35 years. Perfect. And as I also explained yesterday, I did a quick video showing some of the things that are really popping out to me in the NFL right now for a potential Super Bowl matchup. 35 is the Tom Brady number. Tom Brady. Tom Brady equals 35. His birth numerology is 35. If you pay attention to Tom Brady, he's won so many big games with 35 points. So many games where he has 35 passing attempts. The entire Deflategate hoax distraction is all centered around the number 35. I also saw ESPN put up this stat that before last night, Alabama was 97-0 entering the game when winning by double-digit score in the fourth quarter. And this is the 97th season of the NFL right now. We are in the 97th season of the NFL. The 1997 NFL Super Bowl was the Packers defeating the Patriots 35-21. Packers won in 1997. This is the 97th season of the NFL. Nick Saban, considered the greatest coach in college football right now. Bill Belichick, considered the greatest NFL coach. Bill Belichick, 97, 97th season of the NFL. 97 is the 25th prime number. The Super Bowl's on February 5th, 2/5. You can write that date 2/5 like 25 or 5/2 like 52. Belichick and Brady have a chance to go 5-2 in Super Bowls February 5th if they make it. Another stat that they put up. Alabama's 26-game win streak snapped. They were going for number 27 against Clemson. Clemson equals 27 in gematria. Yesterday's date had 47 numerology as well as 27. 27. Clemson 27. Alabama goes down against Clemson, going for their 27th straight win. Their win streak this year ends at 14. Again, 47, huge number yesterday. Deshaun Watson equals 47. Deshaun Watson has 47 birth numerology. Jalen Hurts equals 47. Nick Saban equals 47. As I pointed out, the only person with not a 47 name between the coaches and quarterback was Dabu Swinney, who was 50 and 50 days out from the Super Bowl, or for the college championship. But notice Dabu Swinney also 47 years old right now and wins it on the date with 47 numerology. If you missed my preview video, again, it's linked in the description. I recommend you watch it. See all the things I pointed out before the game. I'm not surprised at all. Clemson has won. Notice this timer, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Kind of reminds you of upcoming Super Bowl 51. 5 times 60 is 300. Plus 10 more, that's 310 seconds. 3, 1, 0. Alabama 31. 35-31. Remember, on December 31st, the games that decided what the championship would be, Clemson won 31-0 over Ohio State, and Alabama won 24-7 over Washington, a sum of 31 points. So both games summing to 31, played on the 31st day of December. Now look what happens in the championship. It's all scripted, you guys. Collegiate and professional football is all scripted. And let's look real quick at the final play of the game. I wish I had this picture before they lined up. What it was here was the Clemson receiver lined up here, and the man you see here about to catch the ball, he lined up right here. The receiver who was lined up for Clemson ran in a slant here. You see, this is him down on his knee. He ran into the defensive back, kind of setting a pick, a block, like in basketball. And this number 2, he was lined up with this receiver out here. So, if you're a coach in this situation, you want to zone up here. You know that they're going to probably pass the ball in the given situation. You know that they have to make a touchdown. You want to zone up here. You don't want to man up so that you can get picked off like this. So why is this coach who's paid millions of dollars a year, considered one of the greatest college football coaches, why is he playing this man-to-man coverage, which sets up this whole scenario so easily? It's because it's all scripted, you guys. The game-winning pass went to number 13 because of how significant 13 is to Alabama and to this nation. Remember, USA began with 13 colonies, 13 stripes on the flag, 13 years of public school programming before you might go off to college. USA equals 41. 41's the 13th prime number. Football, America's game. The problem is the American people are in dreamland, not paying attention to anything, not seeing how obviously rigged all these sports are and everything else. And that's why I do this work, to wake up the masses, to give them the eyes to see so they can clue into what's going on. So many people don't want to see. That's the problem. But this whole thing right here, there's just no reason for this. Just zone up. It's just too easy to see, truth seeker. I don't know why it's not so easy for everyone else to see. For 3 years, been doing work like this, proving my points, and people still don't want to see. Just undeniable. This score, undeniable. Completely rigged. So we'll leave it at that. Until next time, truth seeker.